Hello? Hello? Holy shit. Hi. Sorry. Today of all days, I've been having some technical difficulties, but we're here. We've made it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Best of 5, and boy, I don't know what it is, but I'm extra excited for this one. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night. We're already 15 minutes late, dude. This morning's, or it's not even morning, it's afternoon. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Best of 5. My name is Ilan. Everything's fine. Everything's great. It is the last episode of Best of 5 of September of 2023. This month's been crazy. And it's only going to get crazier from here on out moving forward. So everybody get ready. It's going to be crazy. Things are crazy. Things are wild. Things are out of control. Unhinged, you might say. Tonight on the show, speaking of unhinged, we're going to be talking about the Tekken updates? Hold up. Why did my thing didn't update? No, I was about to make a joke. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna say this sentence so that we're not feeling dead air, and I'm going to type something. Yeah. Why can't I? My brain is not functioning. Yeah, God, this is all crazy. Wow. Well, anyway, all this to say, speaking of unhinged, Aki's out. Aki has been released. She came out yesterday, and I gotta tell you, man, that character is really, 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 really fun. We're gonna chat about her a little bit later. We're also gonna be talking about FGC content, why we're lacking. It's a very good topic to discuss, specifically as somebody who, you know, it feels weird to call myself a content creator. I don't think I'm at that level just yet, right? But with that said, this is a very good discussion to have, specifically because I agree with the point that was made. Specifically, it was brought up by Majin Obama, so we're going to chat about that. Mortal Kombat 1 has some pretty big issues, has an extremely huge issue, so we're going to be talking about that as well. But first, to set us all off on the path to victory, everybody's favorite segment, the Memorial Steve Ace King Offsuit Jurek recap. The weekly recap is back. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is your weekly recap. We're starting right off at CEO Otaku. Big anime event happening over at Orlando. Of course, CEO is Community Effort Orlando. Let's talk about King of Fighters 15. A full top 4 Mexican invasion. Tamago taking the big gold trophy or the gold medal over Violent Kane in the grand finals. Sace MX taking the big bronze trophy. And Wero Asamiya showing up for 4th. Tied for 5th is, I don't know, this lawyer guy who I've never met. Donka, a former co-host of the show, tying for 5th, along with Brazil's F-Kang. And tying for 7th is Crazy Salvi and the Rockland Hio, all the way from Colombia. Shoutouts to everybody who also tied for 9th, Lapis, Core Values, Brightside, and BBZ. And tying for 13th is Lord Coach Steve, Shadow King, Boom Cube, and the legend, Jack Ingoff. I think he's a Texas guy. If it's the person I'm thinking of. So, shoutouts to Lord Jack Ingoff and everybody else for the crazy top 16 we had this weekend at CEO Otaku for King of Fighters 15. Next, let's talk about... Oh boy, sorry, everything just kind of went crazy on my end here. Next, let's talk about the big ol' Mortal Kombat 1 tournament. This was the first Mortal Kombat 1 tournament since the game's release, and it was taken by Striker here from the US. winning it with Havoc, to the delight of all of the TOs who had to unlock the character for all of the setups. So shoutouts to Striker for making it up there and taking the big gold medal with Havoc. Second is Punk, the Lord Punk, going all the way to second in Mortal Kombat. Shoutouts to Punk. Parsa HP taking the bronze medal all the way from Canada. OD Full Auto taking fourth place. Time for fifth was Coach Steve and Zentai. And last but not least, Infinity and Beyond Toxin tying for seventh to round out the top 8. Blue Linkies, who you might know as the legendary Soul Calibur 6 player, tying for ninth along with Pluralmite, Misfit Panda, and Aztec. And the man, the myth, the legend, the Wonder Chef, the great commentator, not only for Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he's been doing a lot of commentary as well for Pokemon Unite and for Gundam Evolution. So shoutouts to Wonder Chef, tying for 13th alongside Alcatraz, Every, and Drac. And that is your Mortal Kombat 1 top 16. Let's take it over to the actual anime games now. Guilty Gear Strive was an Arc World Tour qualifier event, and it was taken by the legend Tempest NYC. This time, not winning the very last tournament to qualify, but qualifying with a good amount of time until the finals. So shoutouts to Tempest. Shoutouts to Tempest for qualifying over Umisho in a pretty crazy grand finals. I don't know if you guys got to see it, but Umisho almost reset the bracket, but Tempest just came back strong. And Tempest has been using Sin too. No more Leo. He's been using Sin, which is pretty crazy. Cherio taking that big old bronze medal. Fourth place goes to Peppery Splash, all the way from Canada. Varix and Nubenheimer tying for fifth, and Zando making his way to top 8 with Asuka, which is pretty crazy, right? Zando and Bean tying for 7th. Everybody tying for 9th is Apology Man alongside Nitro, Aaron DeMac, and Luke SFL. And everybody tied for 13th are Chaos, Lord Knight, the Legend, AJ, and Marvello. So shoutouts to everybody on a great tournament for Guilty Gear Strive at CEO Otaku. And an extra shoutout to Tempest NYC for qualifying to the Arc World Tour Finals of 2023. Next, let's round out the rest of the games we had over there at CEO Otaku. Blaze Blue Central Fiction was taken by Monarch, who beat Beta Dude in the grand finals, and third place was taken by Toito. Guilty Gear Revelator 2, Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2 was taken by Peppery Splash over Mystic, and Fu, the Heiyun legend, taking the bronze medal. Melty Blood Type Lumina, unsurprisingly taken by Scrot Vermilion over Jurassic Ori, and Data Boy Uchiha taking the big bronze medal over for Melty Blood Type Lumina. Uniclear, we had the legendary grand finals between Jack Ingoff and Big Black. And Big Black took it over Jack Ingoff in the grand finals, and Rurik taking the third place in Under Night in Birth. Grand Blue Versus was taken by Wavy over Prada and the grand finals, and bronze goes to Accent Star. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, the legendary song Chop Suey, Why'd You Leave Your Kids Upon the Table, taking the gold medal. Elon taking the second place, and Monkey 4012 Monkey 4012 taking third place. Persona 4 Arena Ultimate was taken by Megaki over Gold. Unfortunately, Gold only got the silver medal this time around, and NBM taking the bronze. Melty Blood Accent Core Actress, or Melty Blood Actress again, current code, I think I got that name right, was taken by Corodyne over Skeleton, and J Bell taking the bronze medal. Guilty Gear Plus R, Accent Core Plus R, that's the Accent Core one, was taken by X Phantom over Elven Shadow in a little bit of an upset. So shoutouts to X Phantom. Elven Shadow taking the big silver. Shoutouts to Elven Shadow as well. I'm an Elven Shadow fan. Looking forward to seeing what Frosty Faustings brings us very, very soon. And Mahoko taking the big bronze medal. Last but not least, in our little recap here is Skullgirls, the Kill Age, the Kill Sage. Unfortunate spelling mistake there. My bad. The Kill Sage taking the gold medal over Cloud, and Biceps at mid showing up, taking the bronze medal. So shout outs to everybody at CEO Taku. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the games in there. We only have so much time to make these graphics. So shout outs to our producers, Mean Scene and Blue, for putting all this together. Now, across the pond, we had another Arc World Tour qualifier, and it was at Arc Revo Japan at Tokyo Game Show, and it was taken by the Lord Gobo, my favorite player. He's been playing Asuka too, so shoutouts to Gobo, making it all the way, playing Asuka here and there, taking it over last year's Arc World Tour champion Mochi. Steven taking the big third place, Turara going for fourth, and tying for fifth is Consomme and Lox, and tying for seventh is Tatsuma and Nidaimi Ganejin. Tying for ninth, we have Suru Maiden, Dark Necro, Takahara, and Nage. And tying for 13th, we had Ume, Dorabot, Fab, and Migu Migu. That's a hell of a name. So shoutouts to everybody at Tokyo Game Show for a very successful Arc World Tour, Arc Revo Japan bracket. And a special shout out to Gobo for qualifying for Arc World Tour Finals 2023. Next and last but not least, we had another Capcom Pro Tour online premiere, this time for Brazil. So all the Brazilians showing out for this Capcom World Tour, the Capcom Pro Tour qualifier, the online premiere, blah, blah, blah. Words are difficult today. We had Namikaze XTM taking it over Kiyoma in the grand finals. Kiyoma, the sole Manon representative, taking second. Unfortunately, Kiyoma couldn't clutch it out at the end. Stunner tying for third. Ronaldinho taking the big fourth place. Zidane FGC and Kaio CFS tying for fifth. And Lenja Viva and Juninho Ras tying for seventh. Boris Paulin, Dark, Yuki, and Zedimanga tying for ninth. HK Dash, the Lord Diddy Mokov, the Force 90, and Felipe all tying for 13th. So shoutouts to everybody who participated at the Capcom Pro Tour online premiere for Brazil, and a special shout out to Namikaze XTM for qualifying to Capcom Cup 10, having his shot at the big $1 million. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's recap. Look at that. It was perfectly smooth. It was a huge weekend. There was a lot going on. So shout outs to our producers, Blue and Mean Scene, for putting together the results and the graphics for us. I did want to add, there was also the Crazy Raccoon Cup was also this weekend. I don't know how to read Japanese, so I couldn't tell you like what the results are. And shout outs to our producers who tried, but yeah, there's just no way. There's just no way. All right, let's get into our topics because it is almost time for Zaid Tabani to be here. So we're gonna shift some stuff around because we started a little bit late. First off, let's talk about Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 released a couple weeks ago. The game is amazing. It's very, very fun to play. However, there's one big issue that was discovered last week. And that issue is... Actually, it wasn't last week. It was this week. The issue is... Player 1 has an advantage. The person sitting in Player 1 side has an advantage over Player 2. What is that advantage, you may ask? Player 1 can land combos that Player 2 cannot. And it is not a side thing. It's not like, oh, you have to be on this side to land this combo. You have to be on that side. No, it's Player 1 can land something that Player 2 cannot. Certain bread and butter combos for Sub-Zero and for Katana, you cannot hit on Player 2 side. It will always drop. It is crazy. There's a YouTube video out there that I unfortunately didn't have time to get, but it is wild. I don't even know how that works. But unfortunately, that is a big issue that is, luckily, going to be fixed very soon. Lord Ed Boon tweeted out that it's looking like the Player 1 advantage bug will be fixed on a patch tomorrow. he'll keep us all posted. So shout outs to NetherRealm Studios for really hurrying up and getting that bug fixed. Yeah, earlier this week he acknowledged it, so they were already on it, right? And much like the Street Fighter 6 issues that we had on release, this stuff is not cheap. It's very time intensive. It's very expensive. So the fact that they're really like hustling to get that corrected is an amazing thing. So shout outs to NetherRealm Studios and Lord Ed Boon. Hopefully that will no longer be an issue after Friday. Also, I hope the fix for the issue is that both players can do the B&Bs and not that both players cannot do the B&Bs, right? So that's a very bizarre issue that it's one of those things that I think none of us would have figured out until like one person brought it up. And even on one of our morning streams, I couldn't believe it. I tried it. It happened. Even as I did it, I could not believe it. It's wild. I don't think I've ever experienced something like that before. It's very bizarre, very bizarre. But luckily it's getting fixed. So shout outs to Lord Ed Boon and the NetherRealm Studios folks. Next, let's go ahead and skip the FGC content discussion. We can even talk about that when Zed's here. But let's talk about Aki. We're going to skip to our third topic right here. Aki got released yesterday. She is so unbelievably fun, right? She is the character that is unhinged. She is the Fang disciple. And for those of you that missed it, we had D-Answer, who is a Fang legend from Street Fighter V, hung out with us and showed us some cool stuff for Aki. This is a clip of what we did earlier today. Oh, we want audio for this, don't we? Here. Is it just like an anti-fireball move that you were using it as?
Well, I mean, if you do the EX1, it's plus, right? And if your opponent's not looking for it, it's just free pressure, right? If you do the OD one. And the other ones, I mean, they're they're -2, -3. They're still safe. So why not, right?
Gotcha.
Like, even if you can react to the fireball, but even if you don't react to the fireball, worst case for doing it, right? It just
the audio cut out there.
If you can react to the fireball, but even if you don't react to the fireball, worst case scenario, what did you lose for doing it, right? It just added something else to the mental stack.
I saw you using so big ups to D-Answer. Thank you, D-Answer. Everybody give him a theoretical round of applause. For coming on the stream earlier today. We played some sets, we discussed the character, we discussed some Armenian food. So if you want to see that, I think we're gonna have a video on YouTube, or you can just go to the Twitch VODs, and you can see us grinding it out and us playing it out this morning. It was a lot of fun. But man, speaking of fun, Aki is hilariously amazing to play, right? She is the one big crazy thing that I didn't expect, and I think it's safe to assume that other people didn't expect either, is Aki's not a charge character, right? Fang was a charge character in Street Fighter V, so through assumptions, I thought she was going to be a charge character. I have a feeling a lot of other people thought she was going to be a charge character, but she's not. She's a motion character. So she can do some crazy shit in zoning, and she can do some crazy shit rushing you down. The wild thing is her poison mechanic is very, very interesting, right? So you can get poisoned, and it works exactly like the Fang poison, right? When you get poisoned, your life meter starts ticking down until you either hit Aki or until the poison runs out, right? Until it gets out of your system. She has a projectile that's actually a projectile. It's not like the Fang V skill, right? Where there's just like a little orb of poison that goes through everything and isn't necessarily a projectile. No, it's actually a projectile this time around. And she has a lot of really wild movement options. And her poison mechanic is a little bit different. The way she works is she once she hits you with poison, any move, not special move, but any move of hers that would give you poison, like any of her target combos or any of her special moves, she has like the chains that go out. If you get hit with any of those, the hit properties on those change if the opponent is poisoned. And it's your opponent either gets blown back to full screen, right? So you can keep doing a shit ton of zoning. Your opponent crumples, so you can get a huge amount of damage. Or your opponent gets knocked higher into the air, so you can actually get some really, really amazing juggles if you confirm or if you hit your opponent while they're poisoned. And man, I've been having so much fun with this character, man. It's so crazy. She has ridiculous movement options. She has stance cancels, which are super duper fun. I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And like she just feels good to play, you know what I mean? Like when you hit somebody with a combo, it's fun. And I think sorry, my cups are showing up. And I think it's just one of those things where, you know, I think that's the important stuff, right? Like she feels fun to play and she feels fun to move around. It feels good if it feels good to like mix people up. It feels good to like put poison on someone and watch them freak out because they're losing health. She's fun, man. She's a good time. I've been having a real good time with her. I also saw Mono has been playing her already, and he's already found like some crazy damage with her in the corner. Who else is? I saw there was a thing that Dr. African was doing with Mono, where they set up a Discord, where they were they were having like training sessions in the Discord. So that was pretty cool. I wish I had more info about that, but we'll have to save that for another time. But yeah, and already I think tonight is Tampa Never Sleeps, right? I think they couldn't do tournaments on Tuesday night, or I'm sorry, not Tampa Never Sleeps. I think ICFC's tonight. But they couldn't do tournaments on Tuesday night because they had the maintenance, right? They had to take the servers down so they could add Aki. So unfortunately, we had the speedrun edition of the can opener series, and ICFC had to be postponed. Aki main confirmed. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I still have the thing that's crazy about learning a new character, and I'm sure other people feel this too. The thing that's really, really wild about learning a new character is like for me at least, all of the muscle memory that I've learned with Manon doesn't leave, right? Like whenever, like, I don't know, whoever was here this morning, Jimmy, you were here this morning, you got to see it. Whenever I was trying to do punishes, like every once in a while, like I would just do a command grab, right? Like somebody would, like I would block an uppercut, and like in my brain I was like, oh, just command grab this. Oh, I'm not playing Manon, damn it. Speaking of command grab, that's actually another thing that Aki has that I think is amazing. She has this really, really cool mix-up. So, first of all, another, like, something that's very different between playing Manon and Aki is Aki has an actual functional drive rush, right? Like, for those of you that don't know, in my opinion, I don't know if statistically it is, but Manon has the worst drive rush in the game, right? She goes nowhere. It's almost not worth it. Like, you can barely reach people to get Oki. But Aki, she goes across the entire screen. It's crazy. So something I've been doing is drive rush roundhouse, because her roundhouse is special cancelable. Roundhouse, you can cancel into your her snake slither stance. And out of her snake slither stance, she has three options. One is the Fang rollover kicks, right? Like the scorpion kicks. Unfortunately, in this game, they're not plus like they were in Street Fighter V. However, they are safe, so it's a really, really good pressure tool. She has an anti-fireball move where she launches herself across the screen. It is heavily punishable, so it's a very, very tricky thing to use, right? You have to use it against fireballs or when you know your opponent isn't blocking. And she has a command grab where she slithers up the person and then like constricts them to death. It's crazy. Now, out of roundhouse into stance cancel, the flip over kicks is a frame trap, which means that there are a couple of frames in between when the kick comes out and after the opponent recovers from blocking the heavy kick. However, it's not enough for a move to come out. So if the person presses a button, they're gonna get counter hit. Once you make them scared to press a button, you can just go straight into the command grab, right? And in the command grab, they have, I think it's like 9 or 10 frames, so they can definitely jab you out of it if you do the command grab. But if you train your opponent enough, you can make them eat like 3 or 4 of those command grabs, and it is just... Especially if they're poisoned. Like, if they're poisoned, you just see their life bar melting, and it feels amazing to land. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So much fun. The character seems complicated, but I don't know. Maybe I just am good at simplifying things in my own brain. But I was having a lot of fun. Like, you can just confirm a lot of jab combos. You can just kind of do your own thing. It's been cool. I can't wait to see somebody who actually plays the game and has a brain to do some crazy shit with her, because she is going to be very annoying to play. She's going to be so annoying to play. Oh yeah, one of the big differences that I've noticed is she also has a puddle mechanic, much like Fang did, right, where she can put a puddle on the ground. However, the puddle has no hitbox, so the opponent can just walk back and forth, right? And if they step on the puddle, they're gonna get poisoned. That puddle reaches way farther than you would think. That is that's the big wild thing, is that puddle reaches a little bit farther than you would think. So putting that down from, like, if you're standing at like round start, you can put it down and it'll hit the opponent, right? However, the opponent can press any button since it doesn't have a hitbox and punish you. So it's tricky to use, but it's really good at like making your opponent afraid to do stuff. I can't wait to see what people do with that character. It's going to be very, very cool, and it's going to be very, very neat. She has hella options off of everything, right? The fact that she can just knock you into the air if you're poisoned, like, she can do whatever she wants. And she's crazy. And her combos are tough to do. I haven't been able to get combos consistently, right? Especially because there's a lot of drive rush canceling and a lot of drive rushing to be done. But yeah, no, the character is super exciting. It's cool to see another character coming out that is amazing. All right, sorry, I'm just looking here, making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. I'm still waiting on Zed to log on, so let's move on to, let's go ahead and hop back to the, let's have a small discussion on FGC content, and if, when Zed hops on, we'll have him on. Zed did a little cross up there, right? So, as far as the discussion on FGC content, as I mentioned earlier, right after our recap, Raccoon Cup 2, which is the big collaboration between Japanese influencers, VTubers, and Street Fighter pros, happened this weekend over at Tokyo Game Show. And for those of you that missed out on Raccoon Cup 1, the view count was extremely high, right? Like, that's been the thing that people have been pushing, is like over 75,000 people just watching one streamer, like over 100,000 people, over 300,000 people watching something else. I think the thing that makes the Raccoon Cup so attractive as a piece of content is the people involved really care about it, right? Like, I was watching a couple of like the influencers' reactions when they were playing their matches, and like some people like were crying while they were playing because they got so nervous. They were crying when they won. They cried when they lost. They cried when their partners, like their teammates, won. They cried when their teammates lost. Like, you could tell that it meant a lot to a lot of people, right? So, even though there weren't necessarily stakes, as far as I know, right? I only have like the cursory information, right? Like, just context clues that I can see. So I don't know if there was like an actual prize or not, but the fact that people really cared that much just playing the game, I thought is something that while we do have, I think in the US we're very bad at showing that we care. Right? Does that make sense? I think I think having people like wear their hearts on their sleeves and display how they're feeling is something that we're not very used to, right? Everybody has to have a poker face when they're fighting. And something else that I think is very interesting is this event, each team felt like a team, right? I remember watching Street Fighter League. I remember watching other team events, and it never quite felt like a team, right? It just felt like a bunch of people who barely know each other playing the game together. But because there is so much camaraderie between these content creators that they picked for these events, everybody knows everybody. They're all friends. They all like each other, or at least they pretend to. I think having that kind of a vibe and seeing like all of them like work together to make this beautiful thing is exactly what we're missing as FGC content for FGC content, right? And this discussion all stemmed from this this tweet from Lord Majin Obama, as the person who does his intro does it. This is a post by Majin Obama, and it says, "Not a competition, never has been. The point is taking the time to consider. Is our approach to content at this important moment in time a little static and complacent when it comes to trying to attract new players to our games? Are we really taking advantage of the moment?" And you can see in the you can see in the screenshots here is a bunch of Twitch streams that have like over 50,000 people watching, YouTube streams that have 16,000 people watching, 50,000 people watching, right? So you can see like the response to this event, right? And having everybody care and everybody like building up this thing has a clear effect, right? People are tuning in to watch. They're enjoying watching. Now, view count ultimately doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, that stuff is kind of out of our control in a sense. However, and I guess I say that as a, like, maybe that's just me huffing that copium because I'm I don't get as many views or whatever. But all that to say, the way, like, the Crazy Raccoon Cup has been such an interesting thing to see grow because it's something completely out of what I would think is the FGC wheelhouse. So yeah, it's just been so interesting because seeing people outside of the fighting game community play the game for an extended period of time, right? And it's the reason why I had S-Fan on the show, right? Seeing S-Fan, like somebody like S-Fan who is completely outside of the fighting game community, all of a sudden like play the game, grind a game, and then go to Evo, and realize like, oh shit, fighting games are dope, has been pretty damn cool. So shout outs to Lord S-Fan, and the fact that we had him on the show was really, really cool. All right. Let me see here. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to cover with that. And I mean, it's a discussion that's going to be keeping us talking about it for a long, long time. Especially now that we have we have the advantage that Street Fighter 6 is a good game outside of a fighting game. And it has the reach that it's had, right? A lot of people outside of the fighting game community seem to be very happy with it. Now's the time that I think we need to appeal to the people, to those people who are outside of the fighting game community, and see if we can make our community a little bit bigger and brighter. Zed, I see you're here. Am I able to hear you? Oh, let's see. I don't think I can hear you. Let me double check a couple of things on my end. Make sure it's not me. I think everything looks okay on my end. Let me see. One moment, please, chat. Why did instructions unclear? Accident upload a video of. Yeah, it's and I mean, that topic of growth is a topic that we're going to be talking about for the rest of our lives. So it's one of those things where we're just gonna like have that discussion over and over again, and making content attractive to people outside of the fighting game community is very tough for our community, because while the base of the game is very rudimentary, right? Like, as Sven himself put it, two people fighting, one person, like, two people get hit, life bar goes down. It's very rudimentary to see that, and it's very easy to like kind of process all that. But I think the thing that's very difficult to understand is all the intricacies. All the intricacies in the games are super difficult, right? Because you can see two people playing footsies, and to somebody in the FGC, it's going to be the most amazing thing. But to somebody outside of the FGC, you see two people just walking in the screen, So it's not going to be very interesting.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, there we go. 1 second here, ladies and gents. He's here. We've been waiting for him. The legend.
The
amazing.
Legend. Oh my god.
Yeah. Amazing human being. Amazing musician. And you know what? Zed, I'm somebody who has a music degree as well, so I understand. Wait, I think I just lost your microphone again.
Oh, sorry, I turned it off for a second. Where'd you get your music degree from?
I went to Westchester University of Pennsylvania, right outside of Philly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw you went to Berkeley, right?
Yeah, I went to Berkeley College of Music.
So let me ask you this, and this part of the interview was going to be more towards like the middle of it, but now that we're talking about it, let's talk about it. You were one of the first few people accepted to Berkeley for rap, right?
Yeah. Yes, so, I was the first to get accepted through an audition, and I was the second person there to get. The first person was, I think, Daria Wilson, and she won from like a Vibe magazine like contest or something. And then I was the first person through like audition who got into the school and did the whole thing.
Gotcha. Damn, dude. First of all, that's amazing.
Thank you.
let me ask you this, and me having the music degree and having gone through the music school experience, my assumption is that a lot of the people who play the quote-unquote real music, did you receive any adversity from people like that? Like, did people try to hold you back because they weren't like rappers or anything? Like, how was that experience?
No. Well, no, because that's the thing too, is like, I think especially when you're around musicians who are doing it because Berkeley's really high level, like especially the year I came in, like 10% of people were accepted, and they started that was around the year when like colleges started to like, okay, we have to start like the year after was when they started like, okay, we got to increase tuition to increase admissions to ramp up like the money we're getting because we're becoming more profitable. All that shit started to happen around like across the nation a lot more. But specifically, everybody at Berkeley is really fucking good at what they do. The school is rife with people who you're like, holy shit, like stuff that you would think is like really top tier people do is just kind of the norm there. And generally when you need to get to that level for music, you kind of realize, because I thought it was going to be like that, and you kind of realize like people, like most musicians hate that shit. Like when people go into music and you say that's not real music, anybody who works professionally as a musician and is doing it at a high level thinks that's fucking stupid, right? So I got a lot of props from jazz teachers, like some of the biggest jazz names you've ever heard. I got to meet Harry Belafonte
Hell
While I
yeah.
was there, we did an honorary doctorate for Harry Belafonte, who, if you know who he is a fucking legend, and he gave me props. Like, who else? Like a lot. My teacher, my private instructing teacher, was an opera teacher, and she specifically figured out like she had these things where like you could if you she'll tell you, hey, point here and then look like this and then open your jaw and then you would hear a noise come out and you're like, oh, that's amazing. So she gave me all these technical exercises to help me like breathe better in my rap and to help me enunciate better and to help me do things, and I still use those to today. So there was a lot of it was a much more positive experience because a lot of the musicians there were really fucking good at what they do, and they were all like, "Oh, that's cool. It's a rapper." I'm not gonna say it was like all like there were a few people who were like a little bit hesitant to that. There were some faculty who were like, I don't know if that's really, there were times where I faced that. Um, but it was either hard line like this is awesome and we need to use this, or this can't be a part of our thing, get the fuck out. But it was a largely positive experience. My experience at Berkeley was a largely positive experience. That I mean, all the stuff you've heard for the last couple of years would not be possible without that. And it's very different now if you try to go to college at Berkeley. I mean, that's not to say like it's a bad thing, but like the way just colleges are in general is not a great. It's not the best experience, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And let me ask you this: did you know how to read music and everything before you went into Berkeley?
No, fuck
Did
no. And
did they teach you
even
to?
the most they try to teach it. Like that's the thing too, is like a lot of the quote unquote things of like, oh, you're a good musician are kind of like you realize what the actual barometers are for that
Mhm.
because people give you different things. Most people like when they're trying to judge like who's a quote unquote like real music or real musician, um most like really fucking insane musicians like who are like working and doing crazy songs and pushing sonic soundscapes forward and everything like that, a lot of them can't read music.
Mhm.
A lot of them are really good at playing and just play by ear, right? So a lot of times, like for example, they taught me to write lead sheets. So in Berkeley, like when you're doing music, you can either write like full on sheet music, or you can write basically this thing that jazz musicians created called a lead sheet, where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, this is the groove. It's going to repeat like 500 times. Here it is, and every musician who just sees that sheet is going to be like, oh, okay, I know how to play this immediately, right? And so I didn't really know a lot about I didn't know about that. I didn't know about theory. When I first came into like the theory class, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because they just assume that you know how to play piano.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to play piano, you're kind of fucked. But I had this great teacher. His name is oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. We're like really good friends too. I'm fucking mad. I'll get his name real quick. But like he was my Harmony 3. Harmony is what they call the music theory class there.
Mhm.
Harmony 3 teacher. And he taught me like he made that so much fun. Like once you learn that like harmony is just math, it's like the fucking coolest shit in the world. And I also had like a chip on my shoulder because like when I started doing Street Fighter music, a lot of motherfuckers were like, "Oh, you're not like real music and all that shit." And I had to deal
Mm.
with all of that, and it got to me. And I also grew up in Irvine, which was very discounting of rap music. So I was just like,
Mhm.
I have this huge chip on my shoulder. Like, I'm gonna learn music, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and I'm gonna prove to you it's real. And also going there, most real musicians fucking hated that attitude that this is not real music.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't know how to read music when I got there. I still don't. I know how to like. If you give me like 5 minutes, I can like. Oh yeah, I know what's going on here, right? But most people just don't. You're not reading. It's inefficient in certain genres to like
Yeah.
write out sheet music for
Yeah.
what you're trying to do.
Yeah. No. I had when when that clicked for me is I wound up playing at Warp Tour, like just randomly,
Oh fuck yeah!
with Fishbone, Angelo Moore,
Oh
and
holy
those
shit!
guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this was in like 2010, I think.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
they sent me a bunch of sheet music beforehand because I think their bass player, who I still
I'm
talk
trying
to,
to my fan real quick. Keep talking. Sorry.
do it up. But yeah, their bass player, Jeffrey Connors, I think his name is, who I still keep up to this day, like sent me a bunch of sheet music, so I just made sure I had my shit together. But when we were rehearsing before we went on, and Angelo Moore was just like, "Oh, I don't read that shit," and it was like one of those moments where it's like, "Oh, damn," just because like
I
no, it's just one of those things where like coming up, like I was a trombone player, and
Sorry, give me a sec.
No, all good.
Sorry, I realized that like my thing was like facing the wrong way, so I was trying to like flip it, and I
Gotcha.
didn't do it. I didn't do the right one. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
No,
now we're facing each other.
fuck yeah. Well, high five.
High five. Yeah. Or wait, hold up.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah. It was very smooth and seamless. It's like it actually happened.
Yeah. Am I synced or am I super out of sync right now?
No, you're good on my end.
Oh, cool.
It's gonna look a little bit weird to you just because it's sending you the direct feed. So it's gonna look like it's a little bit behind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but no, it's really interesting because I came up learning trombone where it's like you play classical music, you play jazz music. It's like, oh, you have to learn this way. This is the way that it's done, and I think that's why a lot of people show resistance to newer music, right? Especially people who either learn it however they can. So I just find that so interesting that like it's always like you have to learn it this way because this is the way music has been taught for years and years and years, and people are so afraid to step out of that mold that when somebody does, like it's like a mind-blowing experience to the point where like they either don't want to see it or like it's like completely changes somebody's life.
Well, it changed my life because like I grew up like thinking like, oh man, Drake isn't real music. This isn't real music because I grew up in Irvine. But like a big thing was like going there. I remember saying that where I was like, I don't think Drake is real rap. And the drummer who I've kind of worked with for a while, he's fucking amazing jazz drummer. His name is Dimitri Albano, and he's a great pop drummer too. He was just like, yeah, okay, but like, shut the fuck up and listen to it because that's who you're competing against. And you have to you don't have to like it, you have to understand it though.
Yeah.
And I credit so much with that because they do this thing at Berkeley where they called sound alikes, where it sounds so fucked up, but like you pretty much just recreate a song, but you have to create it exactly. So if you're so they made me recreate like Crank That by Soulja Boy. And like I fucking hated that song so much growing up because I was fucking, like, oh, gatekeepy. And they made so you have to find the exact kick. You have to find the exact steel drum, right? You have to find exactly what's playing here. You have to have, and your voice has to sound like Soulja Boy's, right? You have to try to push your voice to sound like that. And the first time I did it, I was just like, oh fuck, this is really great, because all of a sudden you understand the thought process of why. When you start sequencing things, you understand the thought process of why that's there. When you start saying his lyrics with his kind of intonation, even if you're not getting it exactly, you understand what the appeal of what he's trying to do is. Even if it's something like Soulja Boy, like, it's whatever. There is something there that is catchy and interesting for the industry. And like, even like stuff like Tupac and all that kind of stuff, when you do sound alikes like that, a lot of musicians do that because it's like you're eating somebody's brain. You're eating all of their information at once. And so I think like, especially with like, this is the way you do things. That's such a block for so many fucking people.
Yeah.
And it's a telltale sign to see that somebody, I don't mean asshole, but it's kind of a telltale sign to see somebody isn't like serious. There's a lot of successful people who are like, who say that and they're like at the top of their game, and then you don't see them like 3 years later because they just don't. That's like the whole thing is like, music keeps changing. And I remember, I'm sorry I talk so much, but I remember when I was in high school, and like a lot of the rappers I listened to in high school, I would like a few of them, and then a couple of them I was like, this isn't real music, this is trash, this isn't real lyricism. And then 9 to 10 years later, when like mumble rap and everything broke, people were like, oh no, that was real music. This isn't real music. This is da da da. And now you see a lot of people who are going back to like Juice WRLD and a lot of old people who are like mumble rap and like, this is real music, not this shit. And it's just a continuous thing because soundscapes consistently change and they come back and they morph. And if you think that things are not like real, quote unquote, real music, it's just a different metric. You're not listening. Most musicians are evolving. Like the musicians right now are at an insane level that you haven't heard. And if you don't believe me, ask any musician to play one of the old songs you like, and they will kill that shit. They will fucking kill that shit and be like, that was boring. And then they'll move on to something else, you know? So
Yeah. No, it's crazy too. I unfortunately don't play anymore due to an injury, but
oh, I'm sorry.
it was the right thing. It was one of those like blessing in disguises type of thing. But I spent a lot of time, like doing the musician hustle, right? Like traveling between Philadelphia, New York, like playing hella late and all this other stuff. And I got to hang out with a lot of people who studied at, places like Juilliard and places like Manhattan School of Music. And it was very bizarre that like in somewhere like Juilliard, where it's like very hoity-toity, very like proper, the people who were teaching but weren't working were the people who were like, oh no, this is all wrong, blah 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 blah. But the people who were working and were doing the stuff like were so supportive, right? Like one of the people that I worked with there told me to listen to Biggie. And I grew up, like, I was born in Brazil, but I grew up in like rural Pennsylvania, where it's just like ignorant city. It's bigot city. Yeah. So I never really listened to hip hop or rap growing up. However, like when I was a musician, this was in like 2013, 2014, somebody sat me down and was like, "Hey, listen to Biggie." And I was like, "Oh, I don't like that, blah 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 blah." But they were like, "No, just listen to it." And after listening to it and like hearing how complex like the chord structures are to their songs and how like meaningful the songs are, was like a mind-blowing experience, right? So like hearing something that you aren't expecting to hear, that you are supposed to hate after a while, is like crazy. It like makes you question everything.
But also it's like a lot of times, so there's two things. Like one, like a lot of times music is just supposed to be, music is the most fun and the most impactful when you leave your shit at the door and are just open to stuff.
Yeah.
It just is. Like if you like, and again, there are times where you just want comfort food and the stuff that you like, right? I like mid 2000s hip hop, right? And like early 90s hip hop sometimes. And I like pop music. I do. And I like Japanese music sometimes. But then sometimes, like if you just leave your shit at the door, you get exposed to a lot of really cool stuff, and all of a sudden you have just this whole other view of how things. One thing that happened was I worked at Apple Music for a little bit, and one of my bosses was like super like into like trying to make sure like Latinx got their shine. And on Apple Music, we promote a lot of Latinx artists or just Latin artists. I'm not gonna say Latinx artists, but a lot of reggaeton, a lot of bachata, like a lot of different stuff. Like and it was so like listening, because having to make like content for that like for a while was like, you kind of got like why it was so hype, right? And why it was so interesting. And it was kind of interesting like watching people like backlash towards reggaeton, backlash towards that kind of stuff, because you don't really see, like, you're like, why is this aversion? It's very similar to rap. I think even like, and you were mentioning Juilliard, I think what's interesting too about like classical music, especially with like classical musicians, is a lot of people who are very gatekeepy don't really work all that much. And it's by the way, it's also like it's not even like a talent thing. You have a giant block in talent if you're not willing to be open like that. By the way, that's not me trying to be an asshole. It's just like, that's just an industry. Everyone knows that, like, unfortunately. But like also when you are like, you're just like kind of a dick to work with, like people don't like working with those kind of people. Those people tend to be very, very like averse to like social situations and like just getting along and following directions, like being organized with the material and trying to work as a team. Like those people are just very, very averse to that, or more averse than others. The other thing I will say about that is a lot of that classical music stuff where you are like, oh, well, this isn't real music, or you're very like gatekeepy, is kind of antithetical to classical music, because a lot of the stuff, that's Beethoven's whole fucking career. Yep. Like that's the guy's whole career was like, because if you've never listened to music before, like in tonal harmony, which is classical music, when you're moving, like the whole thing is movement, right? So like when you have like let's say you have the bass note and you have the top note, you can't you're supposed to be going in opposite directions the whole time. And if you do this,
Mhm.
you have like desecrated God and man.
Yep.
Like it's like a huge issue to do because it's called parallel fifths. If you go from
Mhm.
a fifth to another fifth, it's fucked up. So they like at Berkeley they'll give you tests like where you have to like lead a chord structure and you can't fucking do that or you fail. And like that is like that's the only thing you can do. But that shit's all over pop music.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will do parallel fifths all the fucking time because it sounds good. It sounds cool. You will go from a fifth to a fifth. And like Beethoven would do that shit. Beethoven would do shit that you're not supposed to do because he's just like, fuck you. I don't give a
Mhm.
shit. This is the romantic era. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And like a lot of that stuff is disruptive because it changes the way you look at music. Jazz, the existence of jazz itself is just a giant disruption of music.
Mhm.
It's chromatic. It has rhythms that you're not supposed to play. It is where all the liquor and the fucked up things are. If you lived in the 20s,
Yeah.
learning about music, I just felt like a lot more like self-esteem with myself, like
Mhm.
for being into hip hop, because I just kind of realized like it's a panic that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
And it'll get out, it'll die. And largely, most people who are serious kind of understand this at this point. And everybody, like everything on the Mortal Kombat video, anytime I see somebody who's like, what's this crap, and they like capitalize art like Ray can't spell crap without rap,
Yeah.
I it's like 30 followers. It's not, I can't like reasonably take it seriously anymore, like after everything I've fucking done in the last years.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's funny you mentioned the parallel fits because a teacher of mine, theory teacher of mine, used to always say like every time you write parallel fifths, Bach kills a puppy. Uh,
Shit.
which is so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
Mozart snorts a line of coke or something. I don't know.
exactly. But like like you, since we're both musicians, I'm sure we could talk about music a lot. But
Yeah.
to tie this back to fighting game stuff, this also happens in fighting games, right? Where people like you have a lot of people who grew up playing Third Strike. Street Fighter 4 comes out, they're like, "Oh, Third Strike was the real game."
Bro.
It's almost the exact same thing.
It was the entirety of like I think all that. When did you join FGC stuff?
I started like right at the end of Arcade Edition 2012, so right before Street Fighter 4 Ultra came in.
So I got really into Street Fighter in 2006 when I like Street Fighter Daigo Parry, and then when Street Fighter 4 came out, I was like, oh shit! Like Street Fighter, got into Street Fighter 3, not Street Fighter 6. Like when Daigo Parry came out, and then
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4, I was like super into it. In 2009, but in 2009, motherfuckers were all like, man, why can't we just go back to Third Strike? Fucking invincible wake ups is some bullshit. These kids can't. Like Combo Fiend told me one time, like he's like, oh, these kids just want to fucking press a button. They all just want to press a button. If you just sit there, they're just gonna press a fucking button. It's like fighting a moving training dummy. And so like it was like, and then Vi talked a lot. It was a very interesting time because everybody was like, and you noticed that like people who loved Third Strike fucking hated Street Fighter 4. They hated it, and they wanted a pure footsies based game. They didn't want all these link combos. They wanted it so where it's like, okay, you're basically neutral all the time, and it's whoever wins the neutral game. And they got Street Fighter 5, and they're like, this is terrible. Why can't we have Street Fighter 4 again? And like Street Fighter 5 did have problems, and I'm like, I have a lot of issues with Street Fighter 5. But like, yeah, that is so fucking true. I talked to Watson and a lot of the old like heads, dude. All of them, like you notice, like the game that they came in on, they fucking hate every other game. So like Watson is like, I was like, what's the problem with Super? He's like, well, what the fuck? Like, so you just get to fucking, they just want a flashy fucking move and to take off like half your health after I beat your ass. Fuck that shit. Like people can just charge Super in the corner, like in Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Like they were fucking mad about Supers. Fucking Marvel they had problems with, like I mean at least at the time they told me. and then like Alpha Games, they felt some type of way about.
Yeah, like air blocking in alpha games, like I'm sure people lost their shit over.
I mean, like, but it was just like it wasn't even like the problem with the mechanic. It's like, oh, the mechanic isn't weaved in strategically, which is a way to say that it's just kind of different. Not to say that they're wrong, but like it's just historically like people just don't like new shit, right? Like, and also keep in mind, like, even now with Street Fighter 6, I think was something that people should remember is that there are people who are playing this shit, that's their job, and that is a different kind of like weight that puts on you. I see a lot of people who play this game for like 2 hours a day echoing things that people who play it for like 12 hours a day say, and I'm like, bro, you're not good enough to say that. you can't say that. Like, you can, but it's not your opinion. It's like when it's like the only thing I can relate, the couple things I can relate to aside from Street Fighter is like being a musician. When motherfuckers, like, when other rappers come up to me, because there's a thing in rap where just people just immediately think when other rappers come up to me and give me advice, and they're just like not doing anything. Like, I've seen a lot of armchair fucking bar rappers since the Mortal Kombat thing came out. Like, it's just, you realize that, okay, this is the level these people are operating at. You're echoing this level without the context there. So I think like a lot of the issues of Street Fighter 6 are there, but some of them are exaggerated because when you play this game for 8 hours a day, it's going to fucking weigh on you. And some of them are pretty legitimate and need to be fixed, like JP. And like, you can still like a game and it can still have problems. Like, it's gonna happen. You're playing this game like for hours upon hours. Like, when you beat Tears of the Kingdom, you'll beat it. Like, you're not gonna fucking try to break unless you're a speedrunner, and even then, that's a whole other thing,
Yeah. No, it's funny because there was Brantford Marsalis, who's Wynton Marsalis's brother, said one time, and he said this about music, but I think it's so true about like every other industry. It's that at times it just feels like it's a bunch of people in a room just winking at each other. It's like, oh, yep, I understand. And then when one person stops winking, when one person questions why everybody's winking, they either tell that person to leave or they beat them up until they leave. And then it's just a bunch of people. So that's what it kind of feels when people.
But that's the beauty of the exchange, right? Like, especially with music, is like, because when you're in a room with people who know, if you've never done music before, like, a big thing about music is like, if you know your instrument, it's like your voice, right? And if you like, when I don't rap, there's a lot of shit that I can do. People are like, how do you do that? It's like, well, it's there. It's like, it's under my fingers, right? So everybody winking is kind of magic. It's magic because it's fun. You're trying to keep the ball in the air. And sometimes it is good to question, why is everybody winking so much? But I think I would challenge that and say sometimes it's not a question, it's an interruption. Like, if you're trying to ask why it has this like secret code that's going around, or this magic that's in the air that's kind of unspoken, and you want to disrupt it so you get attention, that is different from, hey, how can we improve this? There are top players who are complaining about Street Fighter 5 who are frustrated, who are just like, this is my job, man. And I think like some of it's not phrased great, but it's legitimate. Like, you're frustrated. This is your job, and you have to fucking figure this shit out. There are some people who are complaining about this game who are just really bad at this game. And I'm bad at this game, but I will 100% call motherfuckers bad because I know people who are good. Like, there are people who are bad at this game who are complaining because they want attention. And that's not great. Like, when you complain about the state of rap because you want attention, that's not great. If you're working and you're playing, and like, if there's legitimate things that are taking food out of your mouth, then yeah, you have a reason to complain. But like, you're not there yet. There's so much more that you have to work on. Like, there's a lot of, I complain about JP and Ryu. There's a lot more that I have to do before I can like really like say like, this is a fucking broken game. Because if I'm not even playing the game right. Like, it's only like, guys, it's only like less than 3 months, man. We're not playing the game right. Like, it's less than a year old. You know, it's games are completely different a year after they're out. You know, um, and yeah, you'll see how things develop.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I wanted to mention this, but I kept forgetting.
Sorry, I talk so much.
You apologized for talking too much. This is a talk show. That's what we're here for.
no,
You're fine.
no, I have ADHD, so I tend to ramble a lot.
Dude, I do too, man. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth, man. We're good. We're good. But okay, so we're touching on it. Let's just dive into it. I want to start at the very beginning because I know the fighting game community means a lot to you. And I've seen like bits and pieces of your story here and there, and I just kind of want to I want to find out more about you. So, starting at the beginning, like what was your first exposure to the FGC, and what got you into the FGC and into playing fighting games?
When I started to do battles in high school, one of the guys who I battled sent me a clip of the Daigo parry, and I didn't know what was going on. Then I realized I was like, "Oh shit, this is fucking crazy." And I'd always liked Street Fighter 3 just because the way it looked and stuff, but I wasn't really into like Street Fighter like that. But then I just got super into Street Fighter. Like I got really into Third Strike because the Anniversary Collection was out, and so I bought it and I played Third Strike, and I showed it to all my friends. I brought it to school to like theater stuff, and we all played it, and we got like really really into it. Like I would like download like videos of the internet of like Chef from UK playing Ryu and all these other people, and we went to our first Evo in 2006. Me, my friend Eric, and my friend Jeff. And we used to go to the Boomers Arcade in Irvine, like near Palace Park. And it was like it was like a whatever bullshit arcade. It wasn't great, but it was like what we would do, and we would go to Camelot and play there. And so we went to my first Evo. We got one of those Tekken 5 PS2 sticks. Got bodied. And then left, and like we had wanted to play like competitive games for like certain competitive games for a while, but like the way it was shaking out at the time, like we used to play card games. We were fucking nerds. And then but this was like our other competitive thing, and we got really really into it. And so a couple years later, we thought there was never going to be another Street Fighter, and fucking Street Fighter 4 gets announced. And so we go out to try to find an arcade to play it. It comes out, we're fucking obsessed with it. We decided to go to Evo. That do terribly, but it's a fucking great experience. It was one of the coolest things I've seen. Daigo versus Justin Wong at that time, and I looked up to all these people, and I was just like, oh man, that's so crazy. These people like Alex Valle, man, like I wish I could be like that guy. And then I broke up with my girlfriend like shortly after that, and I was like, all right, I needed something to do. I'm just gonna go to this garage in Southern California and play because I'm gonna go to locals and I'm gonna see what happens, right? So I found the locals thread at SRK. I went there to this guy named Shiggle's garage, and fucking Alex Valle is just there fucking playing, and like I knew who Alex Valle was, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. And so I started going there like every week, and my other friends dropped out, and I was just like, I'm just gonna play this, and it was fucking. I sucked, but I really loved the experience. It's like I'm playing with like the best players in the world here. That's fucking crazy. And Vi was really harsh about, and the way at the time is like I had been doing rap for a while, and like I showed my rap to Shiggle and other people to just kind of ingratiate them with me because that's how I like made friends. Like, oh, I'm good at this, you see. And Vi was like, no, I'm not listening to that because he knew what I was trying to do. So he was an asshole to me. Like Vi was like a fucking dick to me for months, man. He was really shitty and like aggressively shitty, like singling me out in front of 60 people, talking shit to me, like saying like, what the fuck is the point? Why are you even fucking here? All this kind of shit. And he implemented the ban matches, and I got knocked into the ban matches twice and then got out of it, like worked to get out of it. And I thought he was going to give me shit, and he was like, well, you survived, Red Rapper. I like it. And the next week he listened to my song and he put it on the fucking stream because he was just like, he just wanted to say like, you have to work. And I learned so fucking much. And I was like, and then he, like, I give him and Jimmy Nguyen like so many props because they put me on, and then they played my song on stream, and they used it for Project Blocks when they did it. And then like James Chen was like, hey, I do all the intros for like Evo and stuff. We want to do these things like the Sprite Slam Dunk commercials where they do this slam poetry kind of shit. You want to write some raps about these games? I have some bars for Marvel too, which he gave me like the first few bars. He did not write the whole fucking thing. I saw that fucking shit, James. He did not write the whole fucking thing. Don't give me that shit. You wrote like 4. I know the bars you wrote, bro, and I did that. Like they were great bars, but you don't say that. So like, I love James Chen. He's amazing. He's my favorite, one of my favorite people. Like, so he gave me that opportunity, and I did all the raps for it, and then I ran out of bars by the time I got to Street Fighter 4. So I was like, fuck it. The Cody theme sounds like a rap beat. I'll rap over that, and I rapped over that, and I was just kind of hype, and I came up with it. Like, oh, it'll sound good. Let's be big for Street Fighter 4. And I showed it to them. I was ready for them to be like, this kind of whatever. And the entire like Evo crew, like who were fucking playing the show, like Seth Killian and everybody, loved that shit. They're like, this is fucking awesome. Like you went in depth, and I like researched stuff. I wanted to make it like, because I fucking hate when video game rap is just like pushed. I grew up in Irvine. They don't think rap is real music. They don't think this. I hate people pushing stuff off like it's not serious. So I want to take, what if you have this talent and you take this shit seriously? Won't it be fucking dope? So I took it seriously, and they loved it. And then I did the fucking Cody theme, like at Evo, and Chris Lee, who is a fucking great dude, was like, at the end of it, was like, stand up red rapper, and everybody saw me. And then my life changed because I got a giant standing ovation from that. Went viral. People saw it on stream. All of a sudden, I started to do Street Fighter music more often, and I became this like Street Fighter rapper. They put me in a commercial for the Street Fighter 3D edition. Capcom saw it, and then I did the next year. I pitched doing an Evo theme because our theme was only Sandstorm all the time, and I was like, why don't I fucking do that? Because I have to do something else, right? And I got Mike Ross and everybody together, and we did that, and Yipes, and that played well, you know. And so Evo had a theme, and I got to do the Evo theme. And then at the same time, I was trying to like make a movie about the fighting game community, because again, I thought I was never going to be a rapper. Like I might as well get into film, and I studied film and shit. And so I worked up a lot of work to like put this short film about the Street Fighter together called Ranbat. And I wrote a script, and I got a bunch of really top players to be in it, and they took their time, and I spent money I didn't have. And people did shit for free and did me favors, and the movie never came out. And Capcom's entire leadership changed in that time. Over that time, I also got a lot of hate from people. I gained a lot of weight. I was horrible with self-care. My dad was like a super big out. My dad's was always an alcoholic, but it was like, it got really bad. And then I bottomed out. I was like, I had nothing. Like I wasn't getting work. I was like I'd gotten rejected from every film school I applied to and shit. It was really bad, dude. And like I was getting a lot of hate online for just rapping these. Dude, I'd get death threats. I'd get like really racist messages on Xbox Live. I'd get fucking weird emails and shit. A few people realized who I was in like certain public places, and were like, oh, that fucking shit sucked, and was like rude to me, get in my face. It was fucking bad. So I applied for Berkeley on a whim, got in. It was like, okay, I'm gonna leave the FGC, right? And then for 4 years I was there, but I never really like left. It was just a part of me still. And Street Fighter 5 at the time, I was just not really like involved with the scene all that much. And by the time I came back from Berkeley after like a bunch of years, I'd gotten viral at Berkeley and all that shit too, but then that had bottomed out, and I was trying to help my dad get sober when I got back, and that was tough. And I just slowly started to try to get back into the scene over like the years, and like make a few more raps about fighting games and stuff like that. I did Everything Changes during the pandemic and stuff, and I started to kind of weave back in, and the community, if you don't know, like when you leave the community, doesn't really leave you. Like I thought people were gonna be like, why the fuck are you here? Because I was always very like on when I was not doing well, because I was just like, oh, I need something. And like,
Yeah.
I remember Seth Killian one time was just like, bro, you're going to be fine. Like, you need to chill. He's very kind, and even Yipes was just like, dude, I don't want to. Yipes didn't say anything, but like I know that I was fucking annoying him and Mike and everybody like that. But like I worked really hard. I made some cool music, and as time went on, like I started to get more ingratiated with the community, started to talk with more people again. And then when everything changed hands and Evo needed to rebrand, I got reached out to about possibly redoing the Evo theme, and I've been like working to try to get that there. And so I pitched them something. This was last year. I pitched them something, right? And I started last year broke, got a job at Apple Music, and all this happened. And like I was like, why don't I do it like this? This is the music I did for did this Cowboy Bebop thing that went really, really well. I did this My Hero Academia thing that Funimation used. Like, why don't we do this team? And why don't I source everything? And do you want to do intros? And like, we don't really have budget for intros, but if you have anything left over, try it. And I was like, fuck it, why don't I just do it Hail Mary and try to do all the intros? And at the time, I'm sorry, this is so long. This is like a fucking novel.
I had questions that were going to lead this conversation, but you're just doing it all for me. So this is great. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. So you're doing
cool.
Great.
Thank you, Captain. Welcome to my one-man TED Talk. My go-to joke. So like, yeah, no, I sourced all, and the other thing was like, I didn't want all of them to be rap because there was a giant fucking chip on my shoulder. I was like, you motherfuckers think like I'm just some rapper. I'm gonna fucking do like every genre. I'm gonna do jazz. I'm gonna do fucking punk rock. I'm gonna do metal. I'm gonna do fucking hip hop, cypher hip hop. I'm gonna do fucking Haley Williams. What's the fucking band? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting Haley Williams' band right now. What is it? And if why am I forgetting that name right now? I'm so tired. How could I forget that band? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Paramore. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
How do I fucking forget Paramore?
I was looking it up too. It's okay.
I'm gonna do Paramore. I'm gonna do fucking all the shit that you never thought I would do. And I went really, really in on it. And asked for favors, sourced with people who thought I was talented. Almost got in trouble at Apple Music for fucking doing all this shit. And then 80% of the way through the project, certain people involved wanted to pull the plug. But then Rick put his shit on the line and we got it through. And it blew the fuck up. It was huge. And I got to redo the Evo theme. I got to do all the stuff. And I was like fully back into the FGC. And then the Philip DeFranco stuff happened. Like Philip DeFranco saw me on a TikTok. And then was like, hey, Freestyle the News is really cool. And then that became my full-time job. So I quit my job at Apple Music.
Hell yeah.
And then this year, like, fucking has been amazing. So like the Evo, we put the Evo album together in 2 weeks.
Oh damn.
Last year was a great fucking like, hey, I did all this shit and it's great. This year, Run Back City was great. There was so much stress around this year. And like the first 2 days of Evo sucked because we were worried if the project was going to go up, and it went up. And it has been an amazing, that and Mortal Kombat has been an insane blessing. I'm still really scared about stuff, so I'm still constantly working and trying to make sure things don't fall by the wayside. But yeah, that's kind of where I am now. Is like I got to come back. I really didn't think me getting to come back and do Evo would have happened. Like the way I wanted it to happen. I thought I would have maybe gotten to do 1 or 2 things. Me getting to have all of this and have a say in this and help define things and do cool shit like this has been my dream come true for quite some time now, and I'm very lucky to have it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I save receipts, motherfuckers. Whoever talks shit. So
Good.
it's my come up.
Good. Yeah, no, one big lesson that I've been learning this year is about celebrating your W's. So
yeah,
keeping receipts and telling people what's what after you make it, that's definitely a W. So
yeah,
celebrate that shit.
You also have to understand, like, sorry, there's also, I'm sorry, I'm talking again.
No, man.
But there's also something like you have to understand, like when you get negative feedback, that is like what the fuck is this? Cringe, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's very aggressive to something that shouldn't be that aggressively reacted to. It is like, just, it's a good sign. Like, every time I've had a project that's done that, it's usually been a success story because, it means that your project is being pushed to people who would not normally like it as well. Like, it's getting big enough to people where people are annoyed because it's so big. It's reaching a lot of people. That is a good sign, because what you don't want is silence. Because when people normally don't like something, they just click off. Like, most people just click off. When people are watching something and they need to say something because they want to express their opinion and take down something that's finding them, or that other people like, it's usually a good thing, because it means that there are, one, opinions on the opposite end, and two, your project is being pushed out. It's popular. It's like it's being seen by other people. You know, that's unless there's like a giant back. I'm saying, like, when there's like a weird backlash. When there's like a giant backlash, you're like, you've said something really fucked up. You should probably look into that. But like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I relate to that a lot, because this year, one of the things I got to do is I was a creative producer for the Arc World Tour Finals earlier this year. So we did like these player intros where like we had the players like pose like the characters, and it was exactly that, where like I had like some people gave like really bizarre like negative feedback where it's like, oh, why would you force the players to do this? What's wrong with you? This is about the games, not about the player, or not about having fun, blah, 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 or whatever. But like being at...
Wait, what?
It was really weird. Like, some people were like, oh, this is about the game, not the players, or this isn't about having fun, this is serious, or whatever. Like, people were just being super weird. But being in the room where we aired it and hearing like the oohs and ahs from the crowd was definitely one of those moments where it's like, oh shit, okay, we did something good here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, like, were you at EVO when your songs debuted? Specifically, dude, like Run Back City, when I heard Run Back City, I was sitting there at EVO. It was just one of those things where it was like, damn. And I haven't stopped up thinking about Run Back City since. Were you at EVO? Were you able to, like, get audience reactions?
Like, literally, I was in the front row, and we ran across the front row and told everybody to fucking stand up. So we were screaming, telling the whole row, like, stand up. Like, I was just going fucking nuts in the front row. So I get to enjoy the video, but I got to fucking get hype and shit like that. And watching everyone stand up in the crowd was definitely a fucking, like, a big moment that I've been trying to, like, hard. We worked hard for that moment. Like, that was something we didn't know if it would happen. We thought it could. We thought it would happen. It would either happen, and people were like, "Why are we doing this? What the fuck?" Like, or people would get hype, and people were screaming. They got the Guile thing, because also when we did the Guile thing first, so Alex V, who's the producer on it, I sent him the idea for like the Guile, because when he gave the beat, and I sent him the idea of, he did the Guile section, and I sent him the idea of doing the Raul Julia bit before it. And because I've done references to Bison like for two, so it's like a trilogy kind of, right? Like, where I've done this reference twice, and it's also a celebration of Evo and stuff. So I was like, this is like, I came here to fight people now. We outside now, people know, but that's from the pandemic and everything. But I came here to fight. Everybody knows that shit. Let's Go Justin got a way bigger reaction than I thought it would. I thought people would think that's a throwaway line, and they fucking loved it. But I've mentioned that Daigo Justin kind of thing for a while. And then the chorus got a big thing. So, funny thing, when I wrote the chorus for the la 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 la, two things. So I have a song called Feels Like 1994 where I go la 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 da. I was referencing that. And I was like, oh, like, that's just a thing in hip hop where that happens. I completely forgot that it was fucking Menon until midway through when we were doing the song, and we were like, oh, okay, this is gonna fucking work. So then I got my girlfriend Maddie to do background vocals and everything like that. And she did fucking an amazing job. And so, like, bro, like, it was like, I was like, oh shit, that got a response. And then when he heard the Raul Julia thing, he was just like, bro, this is corny, bro. Like, it's corny, bro. I'm like, I don't think, all right, we'll take it out. And then, like, I think this is the good thing about I we were so swamped, I didn't give them another version to do it. And then they were like, I was like, hey man, so we're probably gonna switch it out and have something else. He's like, we can't do that right now. I'm like, why? Like, we are already halfway through that. And if you say that, it will fuck the whole project. So that stays. And everyone is kind of obsessed with it. And I'm like, oh great. Well, no, he didn't say that, but he was like, Rick really likes it. We all really like it. We know where this is going. And they spent a fuck ton of time on that shit. And so like to the point where like I redid the Raw Julia thing to make it more intense, and then Rick was like, put it back to the first version you did, that you were just kind of doing it for a demo. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that played really, really well. And it the fact that people saw it as a tribute, the fact that it kind of encapsulated everything that we wanted to do, the fact that we got to do, like, what's even crazier is like the weakest song on that album, I felt it wasn't the weakest song, but we were really worried about it because it was just like, it was a song that we had to just finish up the quickest because we didn't get to spend the most time on it, was Fight or Fade. We were so worried that people would think that's weak, and some people were like, it's not as good as the other ones. Everyone loves that song. That song is one of the best songs on the album. Because people immediately were like, oh, it's a fucking Linkin Park AMV for Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, that's fucking awesome. And it mentions rollback. Like, bro, like, I'm just so happy that it was communicated and everybody kind of saw themselves in that. You know, there was some controversy with KOF, but like a lot of the Mexican players were very, very happy. I was just, yeah, like Run Back City, like I was in the crowd for all of them. I will say this year there were a lot of sound problems for the first 2 days, and that was contributing to some of my worries. We were doing social media differently. We were kind of figuring it out on the fly, how were we going to do it. But Chris, who runs the Evo socials, is such a fucking, just a genuinely, everybody who works at Evo now is just a genuinely good person. And I've worked in and around this event and around FGC stuff for a while. And people like Level Up are great, and people like the Evo team right now are great. Like, it's hard to find, like, usually you will meet certain people in bigger companies, having worked at Apple and having worked at through like the last year, getting to do a bunch of collaborations where sometimes it's hit and miss. Sometimes you find people who are just kind of like not the easiest to work with. It's not their fault. It's just they're disorganized. Sometimes it just happens. It's not a personal thing. But these guys are like, bro, we know how it is. We fucked up. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna make sure. Like, there's a genuine heart there that you don't find in a lot of other places. And I was Chris, like, when we were worried the album was gonna bomb the first 2 days, and then fucking the third day they went overdrive and they banked everything on back, and it worked so well. And we're almost at 1 million streams right now for Impact. So we're doing really, really well. And it's a giant Sony's super happy with it. Evo is super happy with it. And I'm excited to do more shit next year too. So
hell yeah, dude. First of all, congratulations, man. Because I'm also like, I worked as a video editor. I got laid off recently, but I used to work in esports.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Again, blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But yeah, working, like, I did a lot of stuff for Overwatch League, and I did a lot of stuff for Call of Duty League, FIFA, and you run into a lot of people who work there but don't necessarily, like, they aren't involved with the community, right? So I think it's so rare to see like a bunch of people who are super involved with the community, like yourself, like Rick, Chris, Valle, put their passion into it, and you can definitely tell, like, for like,
I do want to also shout out Jimmy Nguyen, by the way. So Jimmy,
yes,
I always tries to say that Jimmy Nguyen is a huge part of Level Up. So he's also that guy bleeds for the community all the time,
Yeah, 100%. I've been in contact with him. Hopefully I'll get him on the show in the near future.
Oh, he'd love to. He'd love it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like seeing like, I think especially with the FGC, right? I think the community itself has a little bit of a chip on its shoulder when it comes to esports, right? Because there's the real esports, right? Like League of Legends and all the other big esports, and then there's the FGC. So seeing something like the album for Evo this year, and even last year, and even like your music in general, where you take such great care to like really show that you're a part of the community and you know what you're talking about, and you're making the music for us, like that I think is like what feels really special about the stuff you make.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where like being seen through like through music is like one of those
Right.
things where it's like, damn, I didn't realize, like I never realized that like Zed was like this into the community and he speaks the language I speak and he thinks like how I think, et cetera, et cetera. So like seeing stuff like that, and especially like being in a room with like 10,000 other people watching something new and like just vibing with it is like super duper special.
No, I appreciate that so much, and that's the thing. Like that, it's just great when that translates. You know, like, and I mean in the sense that like, dude, a lot of music for video games just feels very pandery, and we're talking about this as a sport. And the thing, I think a lot of the fighting game community and even other esports just kind of don't understand what the sports model actually is. Because the sports model didn't even, you know, like understand what it is after a while. Sports are an experience. Like you go to Mark Cuban's editor or someone, but like when you go to a Laker games, that is an experience from top to bottom. It's not just, it starts from when you just drive into the parking lot because there's a fucking million people there. It's traffic jammed. How the fuck am I going to get in here? That's an experience. Like, oh, this is a big deal. And then you walk through the doors with all these other people. There's a bunch of stands that are trying to sell you food, and it smells a certain way. It smells like hot dogs and pretzels. You see stands that people want to engage with you with, right? Like and people in jerseys and everybody talking, and you go into the stadium and it's fucking, it's like there, you know, like. And when the game is going on, it's just constant movement. Things are constantly happening. Like, what the fuck? It's quick. There's stuff in between. Like, it's a full experience that you have as a person emotionally with this game, with these players, with all of this stuff that doesn't really care whether you play the game or not. It cares whether you love the game or not. And if whether you love the culture around it. Like, they don't care about the rules of basketball. They care about how basketball is played and what basketball means to people. And that's what's interesting. And so when you talk about Street Fighter, people love Ryu. People love like drive impacts and mechanics and pressing buttons and everything like that. But when you mention shit like everybody having to borrow a stick all the time, or, you know, how it feels when somebody gets hit, or watching the first couple seconds of 99 tick down as two really big players start to play, or you know, when you lose your voice after, like little details like that, which are prevalent throughout all sports when you get to it. Those are what really make it a special experience. And we don't have enough of the cultural capital like we should in these things. And so, like, a big thing that I want to do, and a lot of other musicians want to do here, is I want to build the cultural capital for the scene so that this is not just like, it's not nerdy rap. It's just rap, or nerdy like metal music. It's just metal music. The metal singer, the people we got are not just game musicians. We have a lot of people there who are pop musicians, right? Who are doing really well, really crazy things in pop music and in rock music and in metal music. And all of those things kind of coalesce to what we have. And that's how it should be. It should be taken seriously, like in the sense that it's like like anybody should be able to hear that song. Anybody can hear Run Back City and have a good fucking time. And then they find out it's all about Street Fighter, right? One thing at Berkeley that happened was like one of the days there was a songwriting class I was in with a bunch of other people, and I wrote Wednesday Night, which is a song on one of my albums. It was about Wednesday night fights. I was really scared to play that because you get feedback, and people at Berkeley are usually kind of either really complimentary or in their own heads and kind of assholes about stuff, right? But that class was very like, yo, I'm gonna tell you how I think, and you're gonna get a harsh critique out of me. And I played them Wednesday night, and I was ready for them to be like, I don't know what the fuck this song is about. What is this song about? You know? And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It just seems isn't eventful, and I was ready for that. But I was just like, let's just see how it goes. And I got like a resounding like, this is really fucking cool. Like, holy shit, like, because you care about it. And I realized like people just like what you care about. They don't give a fuck if you really like Red Bull and you made a song about how much you really like Red Bull, that's a fucking hit song, right? Like if I make a song about how much I fucking love this community, that's a fucking hit. So I think building the cultural capital of the community is important, and we don't do it enough.
Mm-hmm.
And the second that becomes more of a part of all of this, instead of just like we need to nerf. If the conversation after Evo was a lot about the players, which is important, and I think that is what we need. Not less of like, I don't know where JP stands in the top 10 rank. Fuck that. It's not about nerf JP. Yeah, that's important, but the dominance should be like, yo, Angry Bird's fucking killing it. Like, yo, Noah's back. Yo, this is happening. Yo, man, like, what's the food like in Daytona? Like, that should be the cultural relevance of this community. And I think we are moving towards that, because this game is fun, and it should be fun first, competition second, because that's what basketball is. And you know, competition is still the driving force of it, but you gotta have fun with the game first before you fucking give a shit about the competition.
100%.
Yeah.
I have one quick question for you. It is 9:50. Do you have time to stick around and chat just a little bit more, or are you pressed for time?
I have a few more minutes. I'm probably gonna have to leave at 8. So
okay, that's fine. I just have a couple more.
So no,
no, dude. This is exactly what I wanted. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure, like, because for me, like, if it was up to me, like, we could just sit here and talk all night. But I have a couple of questions for you. First, I think talking about that culture capital, the way you contributed to the scene is through music, right? And it feels like, as far as our scene, there's a lot of there are a lot of people who, like, we're all like around fighting games, but I feel like the community itself starts at fighting games and then it branches out from there. So since you're contributing in a unique way, right? Because sometimes especially when you're getting into like competitive stuff, it feels like the only way you can contribute is either through like commentary or being a good player. So since you're contributing in a unique way, do you have any advice for people who want to contribute to the fighting game community but don't necessarily know how, or like need to find their own way to contribute to it?
Finding your own way to contribute to it is the thing. So like, I didn't want to just be the music contributor for a while because I wanted to be the player contributor. Like, I wanted to be like a really good, because I was good at video games, and like whenever new fighting games came out, I was like really cool amongst people. They won't admit it, but like I was good for like a day. I was fucking, there was a point where Marvel 3 came out, and I perfected NDOCR one time. He will not admit it, but like I perfected him. But I was playing Ryu Zero Sentinel, which is a terrible team. And let's be very real, I sucked at that game. Like, I suck at that game. And Andy took like 3 out, like labbed the next day, and I never beat him again. Like, there's not, like, that's the thing. So like I have sharp reflexes, but I don't have the commitment and the over indexing of it. Here's how I figured out the music thing. I like playing Street Fighter. I like fucking live and breathe rap. Like, that's like, there are people at Berkeley who would try to rap, and some of them are really good, but some of them would do it, but they're also playing trumpet, and like it's like a thing on the side. And I'm like, well, why? They're good though, but why do people respond to mine more than theirs? Oh, because I will spend 8 hours a day doing this. They will spend like 3. Right? And it's just like a whatever. I will like listen to songs I don't like and learn new flow patterns and like fucking do things I don't want to do to get better at this. They're kind of like, I just want to be comfortable. And that'll work sometimes, but like they're just that. I will just spend all of it. Like, it's a time sink. It's where are you spending your time? Like, is this your 100? Are you giving your 100 to Street Fighter? Find out what you are giving your 100 to, and be contributive about it, and that's what you need to do. Don't do it. Don't be a player because you think you're better than everybody else and you want to make a buck. What's the most contributive way you can be a part of the community? If it's because you want to play good, then yeah, go for it. You can do any of the things that you want to do. It's just, what do you love even when it is stressful and like you're like, I don't I don't want to be here. Even when rap is stressful, I love it. Even when it is like I don't want to fucking rap today, I love it. When you find that, that's what you do, and you find a way to relate it to the community. And yeah, if it's selfless, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Great. And it'll come back to you. It'll enrich you afterwards too. Yeah.
100%. Okay, I have three final questions because some people from our Discord asked some questions. First,
yes, I'm sorry.
Oh no. This is from Steve Jurek, former co-host of the show. He's unfortunately now a dad, so he can't be on the show.
Oh man.
But he asked, how much of epic battles of MVC3 history can you still spit from memory?
Fuck. Yo, I'm a murder doom. Take your mask off. Crack open that glass jaw. Da 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 da. As you blast off. That's about it. That's fucking 11 years ago, man.
Damn. We're all getting old.
Yeah, bro.
Next, this is from Squidly. They're taking in a music appreciation class in college. Is there anything he should know before he gets too deep into it?
To music appreciation?
Mm-hmm.
What college? Was it Berkeley or?
No, I think it's just like one of those gen ed music appreciation courses where they like sit you down.
What
and
should
make
you know about music appreciation? Those courses tend to be very geared towards whatever the establishment of that place thinks should be appreciated for music. So I would say, like if you're taking a music appreciation class, what you should do, honestly, and what's a lot more fun, honestly, is to just like find a bunch of genres you don't normally listen to and listen to the shit that like makes you feel like, oh, what the fuck is this? But listen and try to figure out like what would I like about, if I was somebody different, what would I like about this? And like train your ear to, because that's what I did with Drake. I did that this year. So I did that with death metal this year because I was not into death metal. And I had to listen to death metal for Mortal Kombat. And I found out how fucking similar death metal is to like certain rap things, like with where the rhythm is and like the fucking percussiveness of it. And it was a lot of fun, dude. And I found out some shit that I actually like really liked. And it's more music, man. You just get more shit to do. That's the most fun. Like it's like free food, man. It's a buffet. Like just I would say go find a genre you're not like you're kind of like, this is interesting, like country or like rap or like ska, bro. Ska, you'll go into a fucking rabbit hole, man. Like there's so much cool shit. Like, and when you see it done at a high level, you're like, what the this is so fucking cool. And it's all on Spotify, man. It's like free. You have music as a search bar. Like you live in like the best era to do this. 100%. So I would do that, and all music should be appreciated. And if they say otherwise, they're fucking dumb. So
agreed. And last but not least, this is from Jimmy. What's your favorite Street Fighter character of all time, and who's your current Street Fighter 6 main?
My favorite Street Fighter character of all time. I play Ryu in every game, so but that feels like a cop out. But I really like Ryu. I think my favorite character, like in terms of like lore or like mechanics, I'm just gonna list a bunch of characters. I like Ryu. I like Cody. I thought Goken was really cool the way they integrated him. I thought that was fucking awesome. I think Lily's design is fucking awesome. But yeah, I love Ryu. I played Necro when Street Fighter 3 first came out because I thought it looked really cool. But yeah, in terms of like who I'm maining, I main Ryu. I drop Lily. I may pick up Ken, but I'm not a big fan of Ken. I just want to play him because I want to have a good time. And then I want to play Aki simply because she has Lakers colors, and I just want to fucking beat people's ass and be like, "Yo, block Mamba, bro. Mamba mentality." That's all I want to do.
Hell yeah.
And I will do it, bro. I'll do that shit. I'll enter a tournament as Mamba mentality and then fucking unmask myself and be
do
fucking
it. Next Evo. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Next Evo. Yeah, if I'm not stressed. The goal is to not stress myself out next Evo. Like, I got this project done in 2 fucking weeks, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's
And
ridiculous.
yeah, and like the mixing and everything like that and the stuff around it took like a little bit longer, like a slight amount longer. And then we were kind of pushing the clock on that. But we're gonna get our shit done in way earlier next year, and I'm excited to give more fighting game people more opportunities and grow this shit because it can be really big.
Oh yeah, dude, that means a lot to me, and just like how it means a lot to the community, man. So it is 8 o'clock.
That means a lot.
So it is 8 o'clock. So
yes.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come chat, man. This is this is all I hoped it would be. You're an amazing human being,
man, thank
and
you.
I vibe. And the fact that we're like, it feels like we're kind of cut from the same cloth with the background in music and with how
man.
This has been really, really cool. And if you ever want to be back on the show, man, just let me know. We'll have you back on whenever.
Of course, man. I'm glad. I like your show, dude, and I have followed you for a bit. So yeah, man, I'm glad things are going well, and I wish you all the best, dude. It's fucking great, and yeah, I'll come back on at some point.
Hell yeah! And if you ever want, if you're ever looking for musicians for real samples, let me know, man. I got a whole hookup in New York. So
of course. By the way, those were actual horns, motherfucker.
I know.
I just want to let you know.
I know. I guess my ear is ass because I heard it and I was like, man, MIDI horns again. But then when you said when you mentioned that those were real horns, I was like, and I listened back to it looking for it, and I was like, damn, dude, I guess my ear is just ass now.
Bro, that just happens though, because like I think a lot of times people will like, it's very hard to record like certain instruments, and some people will just be like, is that MIDI? I'm like, no, motherfucker, it's real. So that just happens in general. Like, so it's not your fault, bro. Like it happens. It was just one of those things where it was like, oh, okay. Receipts.
No, and I think the reason why I was so adverse to it is because of Marissa's track in Street Fighter 6, where like it would be so cool with like a jazz band, like having like that super attitude heavy thing, but it just MIDI, and it's like, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's lots of stuff we could talk about for music moving forward, but yeah, no, I appreciate. I do have to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, man, this was a ton of fun. It was a blast, and I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. And I will talk to you soon, man.
For sure, man. Hit me up whenever. We'll chat.
Of course, bro. All right. Talk
Later,
soon.
man. All right, ladies and gents, that was Zaid Tabani. Giving him a big old round of applause there. About damn time we had him on. No, I'll be honest, man. I'm even slightly afraid of admitting this, but Die by Sword resubscribed for 71 months. Everybody give him a round of applause. I was very afraid to admit that. Just kidding. No, like when he was talking about like how passionate about he is, like I almost like got a little choked up, right? I started getting a little bit emotional because it's like, it's one of those things where like it's very difficult to care about something, especially nowadays, right? Because people tend to be so judgmental and like it's just difficult, right? Like because there's so much happening. But like hearing him talk about like how he cares about the community and everything like that almost got me a little choked up, I'll be honest. I almost started getting a little emotional. And we went over by like an hour. So big ups to Zed, man. Loved having him on the show. I love his work. We were, I put on Runback City for the top of the show. Can't wait to see what he comes up with next. Chat. I think that's it. Did we go over everything? We talked about FGC content. We talked about the Mortal Kombat thing. We talked about Aki. We talked with Zed. He's awesome. I'm glad I finally got to chat with him, man. I've always like heard about him, but never like really like knew of him as a human. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's the show. So thank you everybody for joining. If you don't know, we have a YouTube channel, so this will be up on our YouTube. If you're on the YouTube and you've managed to make it this far, first of all, thanks for watching. Second, let me know what you thought about Zed and what you who you want to see on the show, right? And for those of you watching here live, join our Discord. You can click !Discord in the chat, and it'll send you over to our Discord. You can let me know who you want on the show. and we'll get people on the show. We'll talk to more people. We'll have more fun. We'll do more stuff. For now, the next time I'll be streaming is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll be playing some more Aki, and we'll go over a couple of other things that happened over the week. Start probably around 9:30 in the morning, unless I oversleep again, like I usually tend to do. I apologize for that. But yeah, no, this has been great. Again, join our Discord, man. We're hanging out in there. We're having some fun. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 in the morning. Yes. Yes, I've been doing morning streams, and they've been really fun, man. Like having like a morning stream to like that's more casual, right? Like a little bit more informal has been really, really cool. And now that I have the time to do it, right? But yeah, anywho, that's it. Y'all can go home, but you don't have to. Wait, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I mean, you can, I guess. You prefer to sleep until noon? Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. This has been a very amazing episode of Best of 5. Again, big thank you to Zaid Tabani for coming up and chatting with us for a little bit. I'm going to think about that discussion for a hot minute, man. That was really fun. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back with the talk show next week. We'll be back on stream tomorrow. Have yourselves a good night, and I'll catch you all. I'm trying to come up with a good, like, sign-off phrase. Like, I want to say, like, see you at the next tournament, but, like, I'm not going to be at the next tournament, I don't think, so I won't see you at the next tournament. I don't know. I'll come up. Good night, Canada. That's Steve's. I can't steal Steve's thing. Maybe we'll do, like, Zimmy, Wimmy, Zam, Zam, Zazzle. Shit, I clicked the wrong button. Oh, no. Okay, wait. Let me try that again. Wimmy, Zam, Zam, Wazzle.